Hi, I'm Megs Miller. Welcome to Tequila O'Clock.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tequila O'Clock. Once a month, I catch up with a pal from around the world for a tequila. And today I am very excited to say I have the beautiful Rebecca Dooley joining me.
Hi.
Not only am I feel very lucky to call her a friend, but she's someone I've looked up to in the industry for a very long time and I respect greatly. And with some of the questions, you'll see why. And so thank you so much for letting me steal some of your time today, babe.
No, thanks for having me and thanks for saying nice things. That's always nice. Yeah,
they are all true. They are all true. So you're actually my first person to be on the Tequila Talk that is not a bartender.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I feel privileged.
Tell me what you do for a living. I mean, of course I know, but tell us what you do for a living.
So I work in the bar industry, but as you said, I'm not a bartender. I generally prefer to be behind the scenes. So I do marketing, events, a bit of PR, social media, some writing, website stuff.
Everything, and you're just so good at it.
Yeah, as long as I can do it on my own and not have to deal with customers. Is that really horrible to say? But
we're not all people, and even bartenders. I don't think I think Kelsey. Actually, when I spoke to Kelsey on Tequila Clock, she told me about a great tech talk about introverts. You know, we're not all extroverts, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm quite introverted. So behind the scenes, apart from today.
And if I was to ever have my own bar or brand, you would be the first person that I would call to help me, to be honest.
Well, thanks. I'd be on the first flight to Guadalajara.
It's in the works.
Yeah.
So did you ever actually bartend?
Yeah. I worked in pubs when I was younger. Probably the best one I worked at was the Macbeth on Hoxton Street, which is still there. And it's a great live music venue. My friend's parents are the owners. So I think that's why I got the job, because I didn't have much experience. But it was all beer and the occasional Jaeger bomb or mojito. So yeah, I've done it. And I loved it, to be honest with you. It was really fun. The team was great. But I was young and energetic. And then I think after a while I was like, it's not for me.
That was actually the first place I lived when I moved to London, was in Hoxton Street.
Hoxton Street. So you know the Macbeth.
And then I left living in Hoxton Square. So I know, definitely know the area very well.
Sticking to East London. I could still walk to the Macbeth now, and it was over 15 years since I worked there properly. So
I'm very obviously happy being in London, but I would give some good money for a pint of Guinness right now.
All right, counting down the days. Yeah.
But I'm very happy with my tequila, so I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Drinking tequila in Mexico, it hits different, I think.
And I mean, I'm literally looking at agave field. I'm sad. I will send you my view after this.
Please do.
Extremely, the word that I've been using in Spanish since I've moved is consentida, which is Spanish for spoiled. So
that's a beautiful word. Consentina.
Yeah, so everyone's like, you're consentida. I was like, I feel very consentida.
Yeah. You are Constantina. When I say 2S Constantina, I'm going to say I can't speak Spanish, sorry.
Yeah, that was perfect. Yes, that was perfect. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So what's outside of your job, what's a day like for you? What's the first thing you wake up in the morning and do?
Coffee, always. I can't see without my glasses on or my contact lenses in. So I wake up bleary-eyed, make a cup of coffee. I'm usually prodding around because I can't see stuff. And then I have another cup of coffee. And then I start my day. I would probably, unfortunately, say I get my cup of coffee and then I look at my phone and check my emails. I wish it wasn't that way. I wish I was the kind of person who only looked at their emails when they got to work but we all
I think it's even harder when we're all working from home because it's then you can kind of climb back into bed with your coffee and start working.
That's what I do. And there's no kind of definitive line between home or life and work when you're working from home. So yeah, but yeah,
I feel very lucky that places are open enough to work from a cafe in Guadalajara. It's like, I feel very, again, Constantina, but nice. I can, it's such a tough one when you just go from your bedroom to your kitchen table.
Right. But I think...
Are you guys getting close to reopening in London?
Yeah, so we'll be opening outside spaces in about less than a month today now, actually. And I think, obviously, this whole experience has been horrible, but it'll make us appreciate those little things, like going to a cafe and getting a coffee, like what a luxury. And certainly I took that for granted, never thought that was a special thing to do. And now I'm like, oh my God, I just can't wait. I'm so excited.
And I think also like the way we work, I think there's a whole different style of way we work now, right? So it's just, I think it's quite amazing that we can work from anywhere on the go. I mean, the number of us that have been in maybe a Zoom call or a work call, and you're just got your headphones in and you're not actually, sat at a laptop, or you can, you change the way you can work. And I think it's really, we've all learned from it, right?
I think so. I think it could change things, hopefully have a lasting impact, because commuting costs a lot of money. It takes a lot of time. It's not great for the environment. It changes how we live our lives and where we choose to settle down based on how much it costs for us to travel to work. So I think now kind of employees proving that they can do their jobs from home and not spending any money to travel into work. I mean, that's honestly been pretty great. I mean, I walk to work anyway, but not always. I only just moved. I moved near my work after lockdown. Okay. I should specify that. But hopefully there'll be some changes. Yeah.
Especially in a city like London, because like everything is so spread out. So you can spend an hour easily on a commute to and from work. And so 2 hours of your day that you're saving, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's one thing I don't miss about London is the tube. I don't miss the underground.
I hardly ever get on the tube. I'd rather take a 2-hour bus than like a 20-minute tube.
See, me too. I'm 100% with you. I want to see where I'm going. I want to know what.
You just sit next to the window and it doesn't feel like a drag. It can be kind of nice on a bus. Like, this is chill.
No, I 100% agree. So one more question about work. So what's next for you? Or is there something that you're working on that you want to kind of plug right now?
Yeah.
Or like what's next?
I am working for the Umbrella project now. So Sun Tavern Discount Suit Company and Umbrella London, which is the brewery. But I also have, it's really cool and tasty stuff, especially the ciders and the ginger beer. I work on Discard with my friend Gareth, which is a little quarterly zine, and we're working on our 5th issue now. So check that out, Discard the zine.
I will make sure when we post this, guys, you'll have all the links to all of this.
Yeah.
Discard the zine is so awesome. So tell us actually a little bit more about Discard the zine. How did you guys come up with it?
I think it was born from a frustration. Gareth and I felt like there were other stories that should be told, and so much content is clickbait or sponsored or serves a different purpose. The majority of trade magazines in the UK are owned by national or multinational conglomerates who have vested interests that do not involve the hospitality industry at all. I don't want to talk about topics I don't really know about, but Imbibe, I think, has fallen victim to that. Imbibe UK, which sadly was shuttered. So I think we wanted to create something that was independent by people in hospitality for people in hospitality. We fund it, so it's not for profit at the moment. That business model can't last forever because it's quite expensive, to be honest with you.
I was wondering how you guys pulled that off, to be honest.
It's like every call, I don't resent it. That's the thing. Like, I don't mind paying for it. And I think Gareth feels the same. But I think at some point we'll be like, okay. But I don't know. I'm not opposed to adverts in principle at all. It's just when those advertisers are influencing your content. So that was the idea behind it, really. And me, as a woman in the industry, I wanted to create something that's gender balanced, because a lot of companies talk I'm not going to swear, but yeah, talk rubbish.
You can swear.
Shit about being gender balanced and they're not. Or people make promises to be gender balanced at some point in the future. When? And so I think proving that it's possible, because a lot of people would say, well, there's not as many female bartenders in hospitality. It's just not true. They are there.
You can give a big middle finger to that statement.
You might have to do a little bit more research to find them. But they're there. So I'm really pleased that we've done 4 issues now, so a full year, and over 60% of our contributors were female. So I'm looking forward to continuing that.
It's so amazing. I highly recommend everyone obviously go and read it. You can get it digitally. I'll tag everything so you can go find them on Instagram and their website. But it's badass.
And it's
very
free.
Badass magazine. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You guys are, I absolutely love it.
Thank you. Well, we need people
to. But I mean, just the design of it and everything. So I mean, and all the little drawings are yours as well, right?
Yeah, they've been. I started out drawing them by hand, and now I draw them on Illustrator and use Photoshop to color them. Because I would like draw it on paper, take a picture, put the picture on my computer, and then it was a mess. So now I draw it on my computer. But yeah, that's been fun.
You can find all these awesome drawings in the magazine as gifts on Instagram as well.
Yeah, we have a Giphy channel, Dystradazine, or search them on Instagram, Dystradazine. Yep.
Yeah, and then also the red lip filter as well. Everyone should look that up as well.
The red lip filter. We have a face tattoo filter, but not that many people wanted discard tattooed on their face. I don't know.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I'm into it.
So I know one of the loves that me and Rebecca share very, very highly is tequila. For many years, we've both been tequila nerds. So I would want to ask you, how do you personally drink your tequila? Because I'm very huge advocate right now with a martini, or I just like to drink it neat.
I like to drink tequila neat. I know this is going to be really controversial. I love a Tommy's margarita, but I don't drink that many citrus-based cocktails. No,
I'm the same. We love Julio. We absolutely love Tommy's margaritas 100%. But I'm 100%.
If I was going to have a margarita, it would be a Tommy's every time. And I've been to Tommy's in San Francisco, and Julio is amazing. But yeah, I'm not that into too much citrus. So I can have 1 margarita, 2 margaritas. I'm very happy. But after that, it's straight tequila for me.
Yeah.
Every time.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think we feel the same, that if we're drinking good quality tequila, we don't really get much of a hangover. But if you did have a hangover, how do you cure? What's your go-to hangover cure?
Terrible things, but I don't know that you can ever cure a hangover, can you? It's just about making it more manageable. But if you
makes
can,
you feel comforted.
Comforted, exactly. So Diet Coke for me, which I never normally drink, and then just trashy food. Eggs. I always really crave eggs and pizza.
Oh, really?
Yeah, junk food. Do you know it? Do you do like the
eggs?
green juice?
Eggs? I don't know. I wouldn't do eggs.
Yeah, like an egg, not a McDonald's egg McMuffin, but like an egg bat with like a hash brown. Okay. Or chilaquiles.
Oh, yes. I was obviously here. It's definitely chilaquiles. Oh my God. Yeah. I only had, for the first time, I always had chilaquiles rojo, like the red one. But the first time the other week, we were in the town of Tequila, and I had mole ones.
Ooh. They just did a sandwich at 3 Sheets with a salsa verde chilaquiles.
I've seen that on Instagram.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'd never heard of it before. Yeah, it was very
so you get them like red or green, like verde rojo. But yeah, I had them mole sauce the other week. Oh,
that sounds really tasty.
It was definitely my new favorite. I'm trying not to eat them all the time because, the first month I moved to Mexico, obviously I went nuts on micheladas and tequila and agave and all the tacos. And then I was like, after that month, and I was like, oh, I've got a little food baby.
Well, I guess you're like, because you're not on holiday, right? You're living there. So maybe you were like living like you were on holiday, and then you're like, oh shit, no, this is
Yeah. That first month I was like, okay, I better bring that in, because there's a lot of Mexico's like favorite ingredient to make everything super, super tasty is lard.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, okay, you need to maybe. So now I'm like, I have my micheladas on Sundays, and I have like,
nice.
yeah, I try to like, Sunday's cheat day, so I just like go for anything.
Go all out.
Yeah. And that, but also I'm obsessed with the fruit here. Oh my God. Like
the what?
The fruit. The fruit.
Oh really?
Like mango and papaya.
Actually, I did know that, yeah, because they've got all like the street vendors that sell fruit, right? And it's all delicious.
So it's like I've exchanged my morning chilaquiles for some fruit, but I'm still having them. Just not. Just not.
That's a very healthy exchange.
Yeah.
But not on a hangover. I'd be like,
no, of course.
No, I don't want any fruit.
The other weekend we were here in Arandas, and then followed by a night in Tequila, and we went to a bunch of distilleries, and we were like, yeah, I needed chilaquiles.
Yeah.
I needed it. Talking about food, I know that you cook and you bake. What if you had to like, you have to share a recipe with us, your meal that you have to like impress everybody, what would be that meal?
I don't know if this is like the least impressive meal ever, but my boyfriend says I make the best mashed potatoes.
No, that's very important. So what's your secret?
It's not impressive though, is it? Roasting the potatoes.
Who doesn't love mashed potatoes though?
I know, right?
It's a perfect comfort food.
Yeah, it is. Now I'm actually making mash tonight for dinner, but I roast the potatoes and their skins rather than boiling them, because you get less water content and it like keeps the flavor in. That's going to be like the most boring answer to this question that you're going to get. I bet.
No.
I bet.
And then you use milk, butter. I've heard of olive oil.
Milk and butter, but only a little bit, because when my boyfriend makes them, he puts like a shit ton of butter in. And so I was like, you need to stop. So now I make it. And he's like, oh my God, how did you get these to taste so good? And he doesn't know there's like hardly any butter in. Yeah. So if
he watches this, he might find out.
Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll make him.
I remember back in the day when I lived with our friend Zoe, and I remember eating her mashed potatoes, and I was like, oh my God, these are the best mashed potatoes I've ever had. And she's like, yeah, we do a ratio of 1-to-1. And I was like, 1-to-1? She's like, butter to potato. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
I think that's like a Gordon Ramsay style. That's what Noel said to me. It's half and half mash and butter, which I'm sure is delicious. But that's like when you go out for dinner, like, you know, when you get delicious buttery mash. But I don't think you should be making that at home.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. If you could jump on a plane anywhere right now, obviously outside of visiting me in Mexico, because you have to say that, you have to come and visit me in Mexico. Where would you want to go right now?
I mean, this is the thing, it would be Mexico.
I will be at the airport waiting with agave for you.
Yeah.
Make the noise.
No, just smash through the door. Hello.
Hola, no.
Are you going to play football? Okay, bye. Right, well, can you do it quietly? Okay. He's going to play football with Gareth and Liam.
Nice.
Yeah.
My love.
I will. He's disappeared. Yeah, it would. If I could fly anyone out, it would be Mexico for sure. It's like a really comfortable place for me, even though it's really full of adventure and exciting things. It always feels quite homely. It feels like going back somewhere.
Yeah, no, I feel you for sure. And we know that I've been saying it since I've been here, but like we know that life in Mexico can be quite spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be quite spicy, but I think if you're really smart about it, like I mean, it's one of the most inviting, warming, colorful places I've ever been in my life. Hence why, obviously, I have now moved here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anybody who's ever been gets that. And I think when everyone's like, why Mexico? As soon as you come, it's like, I get it.
And I think it's such a kind of diverse country in that you have Mexico City, you have the old like Mayan ruins, loads of history and the beaches, and it's got like every kind of beauty and so much to do.
See. Okay, so that's where you would want to travel to. Do you have a thing that would be on your like your bucket list that you have to like cross off very soon? So it doesn't have to be travel. It's like, you know, do you want to jump out of a plane? Do you want to go climbing? Or I feel like you're not a jumping out of the plane. Are you jumping out of the plane?
I would jump off a plane.
Yeah.
I've never had the opportunity, but yeah, I would do it. I guess like in Mexico, you know, have you done all the cenotes in Tulum? I'm quite scared. I've done a few of them, but I'm quite scared of water. I think because you never know what's lurking under there. So if it's a bucket list item and it's conquering something that you're scared of, I suppose I would like to do some of those super
I feel
deep,
the same as you.
Ones, really.
You grew up in London, right?
Yeah.
So I grew up like in the middle of Canada, nowhere near the ocean. And I think I have a fear of the water as well. And I think it's not growing up. I've never
thought about it like that, but yeah, that makes sense. You're probably, if you grow up near water, you're like, oh, it's fine.
You're in it all the time. You're used to it, but I didn't grow up near the water at all. And the ocean scares the crap out of me.
No, me too.
But I like that. I like that idea of getting over it and trying to get over that fear.
Yeah, I would like to go. There's loads of places I haven't been. South America, Japan. So I think just more places to travel. That's all that's really on my bucket list, I think.
Yeah, I think we're all there with you. Speaking about you growing up in London, you grew up right in London? Whereabouts in London were you born or grow up?
Bye. Sorry.
I know.
Wait for him to close the door because he'll do it really loudly. Yeah, he's gone. I said to him, I was like, if you come home, remember that I have a Zoom with Meg, so you have to don't like bounce through a door like you normally do. I grew up in North London. I don't know why I forgot then. In Camden. Which I love. I mean, do I love it? I love parts of it. I mean, Camden's so different now. It's like a very sanitized version of what it used to be. All the market stalls that used to sell like handmade goods, and every store was different. And now they're all selling like rip-off band t-shirts and fake Birkenstocks, and so it's like a totally different place. There used to be so many different like international food stores, and now it's all like waffles and crepes and like, which are delicious. But
it's like we miss when it's a bit more grimy and
I miss the grime.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like it's probably a lot safer than it used to be, which is good.
See. So this was a bit of a random question that I had down from asking you to grow up. I don't know. What was your favorite childhood toy?
I don't know. Sorry, I should have thought of it.
No, you don't have to. Like, you can also skip past the question.
Yeah, maybe because I did. I was like, I need to think about that one. I have no choice.
I was looking at questions yesterday, and I'm actually going to ask you something really random. I didn't send you this question, so sort of throw you under the bus here. But this one I just I found, and I was like, oh, this is so much fun because I got really interesting responses from my team here. If you had to describe the color yellow to somebody who is blind, what would you say? Does anything come to mind?
So they're blind, so they haven't seen the sun. So I guess you'd say like it's warm. It's like what mangoes taste like.
Oh my god! You put all of our comments together.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I was like instantly. I was like, well, I would try to describe the way the sun feels, right? So when you go outside and you can feel the warmth on your skin, and that kind of. And I would try to describe that feeling as a color. And then literally my mate Simon, my agave brother, he was like, I would try to describe the way a certain fruit tastes sweet. And
that's cool.
And I was like, I like that you just literally said
interesting conversations. Was this a work conversation or like in a bar.
I think it's just me just trying to like,
I need to pick up some tips. I'm just like, what are you having for dinner tonight?
I think just like asking random like questions because obviously with COVID we're at the distillery, but it is COVID and the distillery is like it's working, but it's shut down to visitors. So when we're here, we're basically locked in a room together.
Oh, I see.
So we get spray sanitized head to toe. We have to it's a whole thing. We have to all, of course, keep our masks on, and we have certain boots, and there's lots of rules to us being here, which of course all make a lot of sense. But we're all simply just like all in one room. Food gets brought to us and delivered. We're just all in the room for the weekend. So just random conversations. I'm very lucky that our team is
come out.
I'm very lucky. We're like, we all are very much like a family. One of the guys is my roommate.
Cool.
Okay, this is one of my favorite questions to ask actually. Is do you have a ghost outfit? You know what I mean by a ghost outfit?
No, I didn't know what that was.
Okay, so if unfortunately this is maybe a bit like morbid, but if we died right now, this is what we haunt people for the rest of their lives in. So this if we died right now, this is our ghost outfit. So if you could choose your ghost outfit, like, would you want to be naked haunting people? Would you have like?
You know what? I'd want to be comfortable. I always prioritize being comfortable over everything else, unless it's like a birthday. But I think that's why I've typically always been quite scruffy. Like when I worked at the London Edition, which is 5-star hotel, and I had to do some shifts in service, I was the fucking worst. Like their motto is you have to turn up to work like you're going on a first date. But I'm like, no, I'm working 10 hours. I'm going to be comfortable. Like, fuck your first date.
I'm not going on a first date.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm coming to work. So comfort, I'd be like jogging bottom, some big warm socks, a big hoodie. Done. That's another great question.
Yeah. No, I have I have a jumpsuit that I wore to a wedding that I borrowed from a friend that she's now like given to me because she was like, I've heard you say it's your ghost outfit, so you can just have it. And she gave me these gold heels that like legit were the most comfiest heels I've ever worn in my life. Like they don't even feel like heels. I'm like, I want to wear that. And it was like a jumpsuit that like no bra, no underwear, like. So
it looks great and it's comfortable.
Exactly. So I was like,
my one's not going to look great.
Doesn't matter. We'll be hanging out and drinking tequila anyways.
Yeah.
We'll be hanging out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you 2 more questions because I don't want to steal too much of your day today, your evening. But questions that I have to ask every single person ever. So we all know that I like a TED Talk. I'm kind of obsessed with them. So if you have a podcast or a book or a show that's a little bit you're obsessed with or you inspires you or you like to go back to that you could recommend for us?
Yeah, I listen to podcasts every day. So I don't leave the house without having a podcast set up. I'm one of those awful people that I never listen to music. Which I know is really weird, but I just don't. I would listen to the radio every day. I have a radio on all day, every day when I'm at home. But like talking radio, news radio. And I listen to podcasts every day. So one of my favorite ones is Modern Love by New York Times, which is a written section in the New York Times. It's like it's modern love stories, but it can be, do you know it? They also did it. I recently found out it's on Amazon Prime.
I watched it on Prime.
Did you cry?
I was like, yes, I did. I did. I'm a crier. Anybody who knows me, I cry. I cry easily.
I cried quite a lot. But I really like, and I think this kind of connects to Discard and also London Sessions, is that I like true crime and I like stories about exceptional occurrences, but I prefer everyday normal stories that might have like a little detail that's kind of mind-blowing or just the circumstance of people meeting. Like that's what Modern Love is about. And it's not just about romantic love. It's about sisterhood and parenthood and mentorship and all different kinds of scenarios. So I really like just listening to human stories. Another
podcast?
No, sorry, just human stories in general. The Modern Love podcast.
But the Modern Love is a podcast?
Yes. So it started off.
I'm totally going to start listening to it because I love the episodes on Prime.
you've got
so interesting.
so many, there's a huge back catalogue of it. And then another one is This American Life, which is Ira Glass, National Public Radio. And that's a similar thing. Like they choose a topic. I mean, it used to be every week, but I think it's a bit less than that during COVID. But again, a huge back catalogue. They must have like 500 episodes. So you can just scroll and be like, oh, I like the sound of this one, listen to it.
Amazing.
Yeah, so
I can't wait. I really, really liked that. Like, especially, I can't remember one of the episodes is the girl with bipolar. Right?
Yeah,
and that was really intense, and how she felt like she couldn't find anyone to love. And please go watch it. Or go.
Literally talking about it, I'm like, oh my god, that was so sad.
Yeah, it was so like, and the actors that they had, and all of them were amazing.
Yeah,
really great actors.
So they do that on the podcast. The stories are written by everyday regular people, and you can submit an essay to New York Times if you have an exceptional love story, and then they get celebrities or famous writers. They don't have to be like actors. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that gendered term. Celebrities choose a story that they identify with, and then they read the story. So it's a really interesting format. And then they had some of those people that read them acting in the series.
I'm so glad I asked you this now, because I watched the series and I was like, no, I want more. I want more episodes.
I know, I want more episodes. I hope they make them.
It was really good. It was really, really good. Yeah, if you just need a really good feel-good thing to watch on the couch, guys, go get on Prime and watch Modern Love. And I just stumbled across it and I was like, what is this? And I absolutely loved it.
It is great.
Okay, now in saying that, you just said you don't really listen to music. Can you, would you still have it? I mean, you still have to have a happy song. So a happy song doesn't mean that you listen to it all the time, but this is just like, you're walking through a supermarket and it comes on, you're like.
Yeah, right? I feel like I listen to music like if I'm with friends or at someone's house or something. Because I think it's really weird when you say you don't listen to music, people think you're nuts, but I'm also really uncool in my music taste. So I love Dolly Parton, I love Queen, I love Elton John, I love ABBA, I love Lizzo, I love Miley Cyrus.
We're all amazing artists. We're all amazing artists. Dolly is life. Dolly is like everything. Dolly's the president of the world.
Yeah, I think she's going through she's been cool forever, but she's becoming globally worshipped again, which I appreciate.
Have you seen her documentary on Netflix?
Yes, I have. What is it called? I watched it.
Something I Am. What is it? Here I Am?
I don't remember.
I think it's off her song Here I Am, but it's so good. Not the series about all her songs, because that was one, I mean, I still watched it, but it was a bit. I
couldn't get into that one, and I was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, but her actual documentary about her songs and her, and how, I loved listening to Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin talk about her, and about working girls, and
which I've never watched. And when I watched that documentary, I was like, I need to see. It's Working Girls is the name of the film, right?
Yeah. Oh, 9 to 5. 9 to 5?
9 to 5. Yes, 9 to 5. Yeah, and I was like,
I've seen the musical in London before I left.
Oh my god! And Dolly Parton wrote the music for it.
Yeah.
How amazing!
I seen that when it was at the Savoy, when the musical was at the Savoy. It was so good.
That must have been a magical night. You know what I would put? I want to change my bucket list. Let's go to Dollywood.
I know. So I remember years ago, Kelsey Ramage messaged me and she was like, Dolly Parton's having her last ever concert in Nashville. And I was like, but the tickets were $500. I'm like, to fly to Nashville, I was like, I wish I could.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's expensive. But that would have been an amazing experience.
Okay, favorite Dolly song?
9 to 5. Is obviously a classic, and I have my alarm set to that on my Alexa, which is not a product plug, but if I set an alarm, she started lighting up now because I said her name. But the alarm is 9 to 5. Coat of Many Colors, which I think is Dolly Parton's favorite Dolly Parton song, isn't it? But then my favorite. Yeah.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. But yeah, no, I know.
Coat of Many Colors is sad as well, but it's quite beautiful. Yeah. My favorite one is, I can never remember the name of it, so I'm going to have to sing it. It's like, why do you love me like that? with your cowboy boots and your painted on jeans, all dressed up like a cowgirl's dream. Why'd you come in here looking like that? That's going to haunt me forever.
I love you. Your favorite, I think I love Dumb Blonde because obviously.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, classic.
I mean, and the way she sang it and the time that she sang it, she was giving like a big fuck you. Obviously, she would never say the fuck you, but it was like,
because she's a Southern lady. Yeah. She's
and then what about her like going back to her hometown and her hometown thinking that she's this like big like star, but she's like, all I've got is these broken high heels and this pair of red, like and this like one red lipstick, and like she's like, I have, my family thinks I've made it, but I actually haven't, and it's just like she's like faking it till she makes it, and it's like
that resonates with me.
I think all of us, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think all of us.
So Dolly. Sorry, I just went on a Dolly Parton rant now.
No, I mean I will talk about Dolly all day long. I can talk about Dolly all day long too.
That's what you should do. Be like, okay, so our new series is Dolly and Tequila.
Oh my God! Do you know how many people would be like, I'm in?
Yeah.
I will wrap it up for today because I want to let you get back to your evening and not steal too much of your time.
I have to go make some mashed potato.
You have to go make some mashed potatoes. Rebecca, thank you so much for joining me, and it was so amazing to get to just catch up with you. Like, I miss you so much.
This has been really fun. I miss you too. And what was it? Muy Constantina? Tu es muy Constantina?
Constantina.
Yeah, but I'll see you soon in Mexico.
I can't wait to have you in Mexico, and we can make you Constantina.
Yeah.
I will make sure that you feel extremely Constantina when you get to come visit. That is a guarantee.
Okay.
Guys, to everyone who watches, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gracias, copas.